Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Listen, come join the family by hitting the like, subscribe, and that notification bell right now. All right. So we try to give you the best in stocks and crypto and bring you all the information, money making information that we can. All right. Listen, today's video is brought to you by the Stock Squad. We got my man Keenan Grace, Stocks with Josh, myself, and Stock Mo giving you the best and speed and accuracy of our trades, okay, in real time, so you can partake of the gains. All right, that's going to be the top link below, right? And then the second link will be, of course, Stock Up You. But today we are focusing on the Stock Squad Patreon/Discord, right? Got small monthly payments. Let's talk about what's going on. There's a lot of talk about market crash, right? And we all know by now that the market is frothy. It's top heavy. It is expensive, okay? And now that Bitcoin has all this institutional buying, if the stock market really falls hard, crypto will too, because Bitcoin has all of this institutional buy-in via the Bitcoin spot ETFs. So we have to look at the entirety of the picture. One of the things I'm going to ask you guys to do, if you are hearing a lot of bearish stuff, and that's all you hear is bearish sentiment according to the stock market, then you need to listen to something that's actually bullish. This is a healthy exercise that I do, right? And if you only listen to perma bulls, you need to listen to someone with an opposing idea. Follow, because it helps to keep you balanced. Now I'm going to run through some things really quick, and then we're going to dive into some areas and what my plan is if the market should fall and what I will be buying more of. All right now, as we look at this, the S&P 500 rises as it triples to snap 3-day slide, okay? Dow jumps 200 points. Of course, that was a little bit ago, but by the time you see that, that will be something different. Now, I am going to look at some things. I'm going to look at the $5 a day challenge, and then I'm going to play you a video about the market, okay? So let's just go right to it. Now, as you could see, this is the $5 a day challenge. You guys know I made this portfolio to share with the family, okay? And these are my ETFs, okay? You got VUG, which is doing well, 23%, VTI, VOO, QQQ, IG. We got BOTS, which is AI. And then we got ARK. I only bought those when they were beat down, okay? And so in my $5 a day challenge, what I've been doing here in the last 9 or so months is when some of these get beat down the most is when I actually buy. And then when they go up, I don't buy, okay? But I want to show you guys something. I want to keep it going. Look at this. This is my blue chip, and you'll notice that Apple and Tesla is no longer in here. Why? Like I've been discussing with you guys, I sold my Apple and my Tesla, and I plan on getting more than I sold this year. I believe that Apple and Tesla will just have some turbulence times. Now, it may be flat from where it is now, and it may be even up. I may miss the bottom, but this is what I'm doing for me. You let me know what you're doing for you. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell, but this is what I'm doing for me. And then I'm going to explain what I'm going to do for the rest of this year. So now, as we could see, these are some of my small cap growth stock. And I'm down the most on what? SoFi and Roblox. Why? They're not relevant right now. No one's talking about them right now. But I believe they will come roaring back in 2025. That's what I believe. So I'm starting to accumulate now. And I am accumulating at the bottom there, as you can see, more Cleveland Cliffs. My DraftKings is still on fire. My Palantir is still on fire. Now, remember, your $5 a day challenge, if you have some that are not working for you, it's okay to replace those, all right? And some of you that started this in 2020 or 2021, you have some losers. You got to look at where the future is. I'm not telling you to get rid of anything, but if you see future moves in other areas, and it's okay to just switch some out and start buying now, okay? You don't have to be married to something that you don't think is going to perform well later. Not that it hasn't already performed well, that doesn't mean anything. They could surge. But if you think going forward there's a better opportunity, then go ahead and change. So let's look at this. We got the S&P 500 and Bitcoin, as we could see here, right? And what we notice is they both hit what? New all-time highs, right? Both Bitcoin, which is like the S&P to all crypto. Here's some of the things I want to show you guys, right? Now, we got the Vanguard, we got VTI right here. This is VTI that I have, right? And VTI is the overall stock market, right, in an ETF. But I also want you to look at two more. I want you to look at VGT, okay? VGT, which is Vanguard's tech, okay? Right? That's a tech firm. A tech ETF. And I also want you to look at SMH, okay? Semiconductors. And why the SMH? That's for those of you that miss the AMD and the NVIDIA and all of that, and you just don't want to figure all of that out by yourself, then just buy the ETF, okay? So what I want to show you is, and you'll be surprised, right? So on the day, you know, they don't look so hot, right? For the month, you could see that this is SMH down here at the bottom. It's up good, but year to date, look at that, good people, 32% on a semiconductor ETF. So you don't have to look at what AMD is doing. It's killing it by itself. So now if you go back with the semiconductors, there's winners and there's losers. But with the ETF, you get the overall performance of all of them. As a matter of fact, if you look at AMD and you just bought AMD as a standalone, you're only 28% year to date. But having the ETF, which is SMH, right, year to date, you're actually up even more. So I suggest that everyone should have ETFs because they simply work and all you have to do is continue to buy. Okay, so that's VGT for tech and SMH for semiconductors. Let's get rid of those. Okay, and let's look at, hold on, let's see here. Now this is Jeremy Siegel, right? Jeremy Siegel is a very wise guy, you know, from the school, the Wharton School, right? Let's hear what he has to say about the overall stock market.
Well, one statistic that jumps out to me, we're on track for 5 months in a row of gains. Are we due a little bit of a pullback?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, although I still think the momentum is there, Will. I still think this bull move is strong and has a ways to go. Yeah, I mean, you could have a little corrections under the way, kind of head fakes, but you know, I think the news is strong. I think the inflation is going to be being reduced. I saw a GDP estimate by the Atlantic Fed. This came out after the durable goods at 2.1%, exactly the target of the Fed this year. So the economy is not showing signs of weakness. And surprisingly, 12-month earnings forward, instead of usually they go down as the year goes on because they're often overestimistic, are actually rising in many circumstances. So I still think, yes, we could have even a 5% reaction, but I don't think this bull market is over.
So as you can see, Jeremy Siegel does not believe that the bull market is over. Now, just because he says that doesn't make it factual, but he's a pretty smart cookie, okay? So be careful not to overreact and simply have stop losses engaged. Now, on yesterday, I talked about DWAC, and I'm going to go into that in a minute. But first, I want you guys to also Also, this is going to be the second link. Continue. You guys, record breaking memberships for Stock Up You. We are breaking records. The amount of people that are signing up for Stock Up You, that are learning about the stock market, that will kill it in crypto, and that will learn everything: charting, options, basics about fundamentals, dividends, basics about the overall stock market, and how to make money for the rest of your life. Always, always, always invest in yourself first. Okay. So what I'm going to tell you is this: simple for me. The money that I have been putting into my portfolios, I am going to continue. I am not going to pull back on that. If you want to keep all your money in the bank, that's fine. But mine are in my portfolios, and I'm funding them the same way. What I'm not doing is buying the same amount of stock that I've been buying. So for every $100 I put in, I'm saving $75. For every dollar, I'm saving 75 cents. Why? So I could build up my dry powder. So when and if a dip does come, I'm going to buy more of VGT and SMH. I'm going to buy more Tesla and more Apple when they get beat down. I don't believe things are going to tank in an election year. I think that will be after the election. I just don't think they're going to let that happen. The market makers and the government. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I don't care what's going on everywhere else. I just don't think that's going to happen. That doesn't make it factual, right? So, for those of you that remember my video on yesterday, I just want to follow up with this. Look at this. When I saw that this morning, I was like, woo, it went up, right? So it just jumped up. And I didn't share my options because they were expensive and dangerous. I'm going to tell you that I had 4 contracts and I sold 2, right? And I had puts, right? And as you could see, I was as high as that, right? On my puts on DWAC. But remember, I said it was extremely dangerous, and because of the pandemonium, not based on the fundamentals of the company, because of the pandemonium, it continues to surge. So what I do with my options is, as you can see, at one point I was down. I really dollar cost average down. Here's another thing I did. In the pre-markets, before opening bell, I made a quick $300 as it was going up by just buying the stock. I was just buying the stock, and it was pricey, but on the way up, I just bought it because it was the merger was happening. That was yesterday. I just wanted to show you. So what I did with my other 2 that I was up, okay? So here, I sold 2, but these 2 that you see here, that went to 0. As a matter of fact, I lost 2% on those 2. And that was the danger of holding. But in the Patreon, I said, you guys probably should be selling now. And so what's the lesson in that? Not being greedy, taking taking the money that you have now and not gambling on tomorrow, right? So as we can see now, DJT, which was DWAC, is still up 15%. And I was talking with Stocks with Josh, and we actually think that it could reach 80. But at some point, I'm going to short it, all right? But it's so expensive. I'm not going to show it or talk about it on this page. I'm just going to keep you guys safe because anything could happen, all right? So I couldn't leave you hanging on that one. So I made more money than I lost, but the last 2 contracts you guys see, I should have sold it yesterday. I was up by almost $900. But this morning, I thought they were going to tank, and they didn't. They went down like 2%, 3%, 5%, then back up to 2% negative, and I just sold out. I'm going to re-enter at a better price point. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it right there, good people. Let me know if anything I said helped you. And remember, you could set stop losses with your crypto and your stock if you are in fear. You could set your stop losses in profit on the ones that you're profitable on. And it's okay to do what I did. I sold some Tesla and some Apple. Those companies are not going anywhere. Those companies are going to come roaring back extremely strong. That's my belief. All right. All right, good people. Don't forget, like, subscribe, notification bell if you haven't done it already, and check out the 2 links below. Love you guys. Live, love, laugh, and learn.